I'm sorry, what? Eating rice plus sauce for 4 years. Okay. Alrighty, this is gonna be another fun one, isn't it? Do I need to answer? You don't need to answer. Oh, I didn't even notice. The icon is very small for me. I couldn't tell.
Thank you to my patrons and members for voting this video. What are you willing to sacrifice for your dream? I'm sure many of us have something we want to do, something we want to accomplish, something to be proud of.
Mushoku Tensei's so good. Go watch it.
But what price are we willing to pay? Pride? Relationships? Time? Or even the basic privilege of eating? Koga Aoi was certainly willing to pay it. From being a country girl in the middle of nowhere to living far below poverty for
all
a
these
year.
Japanese VA, I think it's a requirement if you're gonna be a Japanese VA to have something wrong in your life, to either be a psycho chuny Shotokan, to have a dream. Actually, no, to be fair, we did watch one which was pretty normal. The Ojo-sama one. I'm forgetting her name. That was the only one that's remotely normal, where it's like she has a supportive family. It's just she came from like she came from like a rich family and like broke out into voice acting afterwards. Yeah, that one.
To an iconic voice actor in the industry. This is how Kaguya-sama saved Koga Aoi's life.
Okay.
Aoi-chan hails from the Saga Prefecture, a very small countryside prefecture in southern Japan, and from a very young age, loved anime, Beyblade, Purikya, Inuyasha.
Yeah! Let's go! We love early Purikya. Very good. I've made it very clear in the past, I am a Purikya enjoyer. I know it's made for
Japan,
10-year-old
and from a very young
girls.
age, loved anime, Beyblade, Purikya.
Especially, like, first season of Purikya is very good. It's rough. It's rough for the, like, if you look in the context of now, but for the time, this was a massive shift in the direction of Magical Girl series.
Inuyasha, Pokemon, One Piece, all the classics that kids loved back.
I love Heartcatch. Heartcatch is actually, like, even if you're not a fan of Purikya, Heartcatch is so good. I just need to. Sorry, we're gonna tangent a little bit. I cannot play the music because we'll get DMCA'd. Let me just skip ahead a bit. Go watch it. Go watch Heartcatch Purikya. It's very fun. It's made for 10-year-old girls. Also watch Smile and yes. And Princess and Mahotsukai. And just watch all of it, actually. Just watch everything. I love me some trashy Magical Girl series made for 10-year-old girls. It's great.
Back then. At about 10 years old, very coincidentally, the anime she always watched on TV showed a segment of the after recordings. How voice actors voice their lines to create anime.
Oh.
It was then that she learned of this occupation and immediately gained interest in the field. Yet this would be but an idea that stayed in her head for a very, very long time. The reason? Social pressure.
I want to find some open plastic gen Beyblades. Or clones of them to build like Gunpla. That would be cool.
Perhaps similarly to many countries in the West, she was growing up into that period where more and more kids around her started thinking that anime was for kids. If it got found out that you watched anime, people would be like, really? How old are you? You're still watching anime? Yes, this happens in Japan too. And so, fearing backlash, she would just spout random popular occupations like a vet or a beautician as her dream and went with the
This is what when I don't want to explain what my job is, I usually just say I am a tech journalist. Like, I would just say bullshit as well. Like, I don't, because I know if I say I'm a YouTuber, people are gonna be like, oh, how do you make money on YouTube? How much money do you make? I don't want to answer these questions.
The flow, not even able to tell her good friends. Over the next decade, her otaku side would only grow stronger, rushing home to watch shows like Genesis of Aquarion, and eventually in high school, she even made otaku friends who she'd watch Angel Beats together with and ball on.
Oh, Angel Beats! Man! What year was Angel Beats? Hold up, I wanna feel old again. Angel Beats. 2010! Oh my god. Man, Angel Beats is so fucking good.
The way home. However, because everyone around her was just aiming to stay in the Saga Prefecture, just aiming to be a government or office worker with no strong ambitions, going to Tokyo for an industry with no guarantee for any success was just some pipe dream of a random country girl, and even with these otaku friends, she just couldn't bring herself to say her dream. Something so ridiculously out of line. This pipe dream and situation lasted years, almost a decade, and she really hated this side of her. The fact that she couldn't ever say her real opinions, always scared of some
Red Joker fucking loves bocce. If you couldn't tell, just nothing to do with bocce today. We just have to include more bocce shots.
social stigma. It felt as if she was trapped. Yet the anime characters she's always watched could always live freely to their ideals, no matter how weird they were, without a care in the world. And she admired it. If I became a voice actor, perhaps I could experience living like that, she had always thought. That's why Ao-chan ingrained in her mind that this dream occupation would become the meaning of her life. And this state of not telling anyone would last until Ao-chan was 18 years old, on the verge of graduating high school during her careers discussion, where she finally built up the courage to tell her teacher that she wanted to be a radio personality, so she was going to a vocational school. Yes, she bent the truth. Yes, her fear of self-expression was that bad. However, with a good family that she was close with, Ao-chan was at least able to tell her parents the truth. Her parents were hesitant at first. I mean, there's
understandably. Like, that makes sense, right? Like, you're going into a career that has no guarantees. Yeah. Like, it makes sense why your parents would at least be worried.
No way some countryside parents would even know what a voice actor is. They were understandably really worried about sending their countryside daughter halfway across the nation to the biggest city in the world for an occupation they'd never heard of. Still, they wanted to support Ao-chan's dream, so they suggested starting out with a vocational school in Fukuoka rather than Tokyo, a much closer city commutable from home. This was it, the beginning of Koga Aoi's dream. Ao-chan had a blast at the school. It was as if the feelings she had been repressing for years could be all released at once in these lessons.
And she never has to hide that she's a fucking otaku, because every single person there is.
She learned a lot, got along with everyone, and just had a fantastic time. While far, Fukuoka was commutable to and from home, and there seemed to be no big problems. She was happy. After some discussion with her teachers, Ao-chan decided to get serious and apply for the agency training school, 81 Actors School. She passed with flying colors. She informed her mother, and this time, with a training school that was under an actual voice actor agency, her mother saw Ao-chan's career grow and supported her move to Tokyo in 2014. But this is where the smooth sailing ends. The move to Tokyo was brutal. As a country girl, getting used to the busy city with chaotic connecting trains and crowds was hard. And as an introvert, she found it difficult to talk to the super extroverts in her class. But more than anything, she was broke. Like, broke. Ao-chan presumably didn't save up much money because in her very own words, she was desperate to stay alive. The part-times she did, like retail, receptionist, and call centers, just didn't pay enough. She did actually officially debut as a voice actress in the Japanese mobile game Fuinyusha Mainshima to Soda no Meikyu as Magia, and her anime debut being a woman in Rokka, Braves of the Sixth Flower.
That's a name I haven't heard in a fucking long time. Holy! Dokka no Yusha. Feeling old again? Abso-fucking-lutely. Holy shit. I watched this when it aired. And it set itself up for a season 2 and then never got one. Let's see what aired. Are you feeling old yet? First season of Overlord. Charlotte, Prison School, Shimoneta. Dragon Ball Super aired at that time. First season of Gate. Monster Moose. Umaru-chan. This is like a meme series that people just don't even know about anymore, but they just know about the main character. Oh my god. God Eater garbage anime. Gakko Gurashi. That's so good. I think, is that the second season of Durarara? Third season of Durarara. Turabaru season 2. Oh, Darkness season 2. Working. Oh my god. Non Yuri repeat. Is that season 2 or season 3 of Fate Kaleid? I think that's season 3. Yeah, that's season 3 of Fate Kaleid. Bikini Warriors. Oh! Wait, here's a connection. Wait, Soregaseu. Wait, so this is actually, sorry, we're sidetracked again. This is one of the first series where Die Takahashi got a main character role. This is the series about voice actors, where you had like people literally playing themselves, like Horia Yui playing Horia Yui, Kamiya Hiroshi playing Kamiya Hiroshi. Third season of Symphogear. Oh my god, I am fucking old. Oh my lord. Fate Kaleid got a movie. Sorry, let's go back to the video before I get sidetracked feeling old again.
But again, these were minor roles that paid pennies, and as a newbie, she wouldn't get many other characters either. Ao-chan's money situation got so bad that she had to start eating plain white rice with ponzu sauce as meals, just to be able to feel somewhat full. And no, I'm not talking about a meal or two. This lasted for years. This was her eating staple. Imagine finding the energy to work and go to school on rice with sauce. Ao-chan did actually graduate her agency school and passed the agency audition first try, leading her to enter AT1 Produce, but this wasn't the case for actual auditions for roles. Even under an agency, she didn't get any, and so her money problem never went away. She was always broke. The best meals she got were instant curries sent by her family, and the best roles she got were random side characters that barely mattered and barely paid. From 2015 to 2018, the most significant roles Ao-chan got were probably Hanabi in Mahou Shoujo Nadia Girls, cause it was at
I did not watch this one. If I didn't watch it, fucking nobody did.
least the main character, although it has the lowest mal score I have ever seen.
I didn't know there was an anime that low on Mal. Oh my god. I didn't know Mal could go that low. People probably hated the CGI, especially back then. People got very angry about anime CGI back then.
In doing Seiyu research. Soda from Tenchi no Sanpi, as an actual band was formed from this in real life. In doing Seiyu research. Soda from Tenchi no Sanpi.
I think I watched this one.
As an actual band was formed from this in real life, with Ao-chan playing the drums, although its popularity was nothing spectacular. And Yuri from 2CAR, because again, at least its main character. Other than this, it was absolutely nothing that mattered for 4 whole years, and being basically in starvation for almost 4 years. She just kept failing all the auditions she went to, and it looked extremely bleak. Ao-chan recalls times of breaking down while calling her mom from failing auditions at first. maybe I'm not suited for this. I can't do this anymore.
Man, that Tamaki
all
scene.
her mother could do was provide life advice and emotional support. Yet even though she was suffering so much, she couldn't actually bring herself to stop. Asking her parents for help felt shameful, and she just felt she couldn't just give up and go back to Saga. It'd be embarrassing to just go back like that, but more than anything, this was her dream. She told herself that this was the meaning of her life. Aochan said she constantly reminded herself, what would she even have come to Tokyo for? To waste a few years suffering, accomplishing nothing but a broken dream? She would never let herself just go back to Saga.
I can
After 4
respect
years
that.
of this mindset, roles for a certain anime were up for audition as she once again applied. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. At this point, Aochan was desperate. She was
Imagine if she didn't get the role for Kaguya-sama. She did such a fucking phenomenal job in that series. I remember when the first season of this came out. Obviously, you know, there was the haha funny Chica dance. But Kaguya-sama season 1 is so fucking good. Like if you've... This is one of those rare cases that Mal actually has taste. Like, and then every season after that got better. Right? Like... what is this world? What is this world that every season gets better? And then they fucked it up with the movie. The movie was not great. It's still ranked high. But they skipped over an entire, like, important subplot. What's-his-face's love story. They skipped over his entirely.
praying just for something to come. She was already 25, having accomplished absolutely nothing. She was scared for her future. She hoped for just one success, just for this one audition to not fail. And as if fate, Kaguya, the main character's role, was decided. Koga Aoi. This success came after so much failure that even Aochan's manager was put to tears. And when you hear the story behind how she was chosen, it really does feel like some sort of miracle, divine intervention.
Oh?
絶対使えないでしょ。いや使える。ただ監督自分のとこ来て、古賀さんいいっすねって。あ、後からもあるんだ。実は後から。
It's easy to see now after how big Kaguya-sama has gotten, but even back then, this was an anime adaptation getting a lot of hype. Not only was the manga fairly popular, winning 3rd place in the next manga awards in 2017, but more importantly, it was announced that the OP would be done by Masayuki Suzuki. Us weebs may now know him as the Kaguya-sama guy, but this guy has been big for a long time. By that, I mean he was already viral 30 years ago.
Yep. So you have that. You have the combination of the manga being by like this guy, the guy who made the manga is actually just like it's only very recently started getting adaptations, but like Goldmine, right? Like Kaguya-sama and Oshinoko by the same person. Now, a lot of people don't like the direction that Oshinoko has kind of gone, but, you know. And then there's the new series, which a lot of people are kind of mixed on. Shout out to the unsung hero of the anime, the narrator's voice actor.
Appearing on national television at Kohaku, and starting from the 2000s, has been known in Japan as the king of love songs. He is extremely popular with the older generation. So imagine inviting this guy, the king of love songs, connected to a completely different audience from the otaku, to do your anime opening. Something he never does. All this alongside a top
It was such a good opening. When I heard the voice, like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? This is not an anime opening, but I'm vibing.
Studio in A1, it's no surprise that it would attract attention. And as expected, the anime did indeed blow up.
Yeah,
but some
she
people were
cadets.
actually very worried with the choice of Koga Aoi. Some not happy. Why would the producers choose a complete newbie for such a big upcoming show? Many were expecting, wanting a big name for such an established IP with so much hype behind it. These concerns were very quickly shut up when the anime actually aired.
もう花火おかわいいこと
Aochan's performance as Kaguya
All
was
she needed was a chance. All she needed was a chance, and she would shine like a fucking diamond.
universally praised. From the pitch changes, to the emotions, to the weird noises, it quickly became ingrained in many people that there could not have been a better choice for Kaguya. Aochan wasn't just voicing Kaguya, she was Kaguya. The director had struck gold. The show went on to blow up with multiple seasons, being one of the few anime to temporarily hold the highest rated of all time on MAL. But more importantly, with this single role, Koga Aoi's life was changed. Kaguya was a role that showed off Aochan's insane range and flexibility, and with a hit show like this, everyone saw her talents. The world now knew the name Koga Aoi, especially with Kaguya winning her the Best Main Character Award at the Seiyu Awards in 2019 and the Best Character Award at the New Type Seiyu Awards in 2020. And the thing is, it wasn't even just the show that boosted Aochan's popularity. Kaguya-sama also has one of the best radio shows in history, hosted by Aochan and Konomi Kohara, Chika's voice actress. This is some of the banter between them and the fans.
好きな子ならやっぱり笑ったり喜んでいる顔だけじゃなく怖がったり泣いている顔も独り占めしたくなりますよね。私今日はこのテンションにならないのかなと思っていたんですけれども、まずはあおちゃんの意見を聞こうかな。牢屋へ。この方は牢屋へお願いします。
This is genuinely one of the funniest radio shows I have ever seen, and Koei Monogatari has a huge playlist on YouTube with all the great moments translated, so please have a look. This insane radio show would not only win the Best Female Radio in the Anime Radio Awards 2020, but more importantly, really solidified a different side of Koga Aoi to all the Kaguya fans. In some ways, she really was like Kaguya, being god-awful at expressing herself, but in other ways, she was the polar opposite of Kaguya, a cute, awkward, lovable dork with empty thoughts, not big brain strategies. It made people fans of Aochan, not just Kaguya-sama. The Kaguya-sama special broadcast even did a whole episode on Aochan's story, aka much of what I have told you in this video, making people want to support her for her tear-jerking backstory, myself included. And the live action? Aochan didn't play Kaguya, but she appeared in the movie as a cinema staff, just as a cameo, because that really is how much Kaguya's brand has been connected to Aochan. Kaguya is Aochan. To this very day, if you ask a weeb if they know Koga Aoi, 90% of the time they'll know her as Kaguya, unless they're a Genshin fan. Kaguya-sama alone.
Oh. I don't play Genshin. Okay. Okay. Wait, let me just hear. Let me hear JP Paimon. I only know people complaining about EN Paimon. I have no idea what JP Paimon sounds like. We don't care about English. English is cringe.
Yo, Kaguya-chan. ここにいたんだな。
Okay, let's find a different example.
綾香って動き一つ一つに高貴なオーラが漂ってるよな。なんか
How do you go from that and then make such an annoying English character?
Really, and I cannot state this enough, skyrocketed Aochan's name. And finally, after so many failures, the roles would start rolling in. Roles including Rosalia from Honkai 3rd, Nadoha in Railgun, Love in Mashup, Ange from Princess Rose from the Slave Isekai, Ling from Link Click, Komi-san, Kiwi from BDSM Yuri, Aki from Remake Our Life, Konoha from 16-Bit Sensation, Mona from My Senpai is Annoying, Tsubaki and Fate's Strange Fate.
She did such a good job in this role.
Recently, a freed wife in ReZero, and probably the most
Oh, it
iconic
was.
one outside of Kaguya. She even got to voice Princess Ellie in Precure, one of
Aw.
her beloved childhood shows.
I
a
have not
franchise she
seen,
had always
that
dreamt
season.
of being in. But you know what the best collab she's had is? Ponzu sauce.
私ポン酢をご飯にかけて食べるくらい大好きなんです。楽しみ。
Now known as the Ponzu Seiyuu.
Your struggle, you are now sponsored by your struggle meal. You know what? You've made it in life.
For her quote,
ポン酢は
ポンズイズフレンズ。いいですね。ポンズイズフレンズ。
I love making fun of people's PTSD. With 4 seasons of Kaguya-sama, a dream come true, and a booming career, it seems as though those years of suffering and doubt were all worth it. Kaguya wasn't just Ao-chan's biggest role. Kaguya gave Ao-chan a life. Ao-chan herself says it's thanks to Kaguya that she can go to so many different places for events, meet fans from everywhere, star in a movie, and many new things she's been able to experience. It's thanks to Kaguya that her world has changed. But you know what the best thing is? Ao-chan's been obsessed with eating sushi, particularly scallops. She can easily afford food she likes. What else can you ask for?
Yeah?
Thank you to Vicent Pagano
Yeah?
and all my other patrons.
True. As always, I've said it before. I am a Red Joker enjoyer. This channel is great. It deserves way more attention than it gets. Everyone should go sub to the channel and go watch the videos because they're all really fucking good. There is not a single bad video on this channel. Long stream. This is a normal length stream. What do you mean? This is how long I've normally been going for lately. Anyway, I think that's where we're gonna end it off for today, though. Yeah. So, until next time. Tomorrow. He started late. I started on time. You're late. I started on time. We have this thing called daylight savings, though.